You mentioned a couple of the people, a couple of the names that I'm intrigued by. My question for y'all right here, and the people on the fan text, 877-881-1053, which Cowboys players are you hopeful for in the last 3 games? You mentioned Revel.
Yeah. Revel.
Sorry. I always do
He corrected me on that.
I always do that.
Yeah.
Ezraku makes a lot of sense to me. DeMarvion Overshone is on the list just because, and look, it was always going to be difficult coming back from the injuries that he did. He's been fine so far, and I would like to see a little bit more. Who is it, or are there players that you were excited to see?
Jaden Blue.
Do you think that's going to happen?
No, I don't. If there's
You think there's a better shot we see Phil Maffa than Jaden Blue?
I mean, might as well. I think we probably got a better chance of seeing Miles Sanders at this point than we do. We probably got a better chance of seeing Zeke than we do of Jaden Blue. I'm uber disappointed in Jaden Blue. I really, really am. I thought that kid could have been a difference maker for this team, especially when you consider Javonte Williams. I mean, they have just beat the hell out of this poor guy.
Right.
And hey, he's been everything you could ask for and then some. This will sound crazy, and if Blake was here right now, he would roast me for this, and you guys can certainly roast me for it as well. Luke Schoonmaker.
Really?
Luke Schoonmaker. Call me crazy, and maybe this is way. And you guys, look. I've already been called a creep today, so it's par for the course. And maybe it's because I rewatch the games late at night, and you're in a different mind state at 1 o'clock in the morning than you are when the game's actually playing live. Scooney might be the most athletic of the 3 tight ends. Okay? I firmly believe that. Okay? I've watched enough of this Cowboys football team. I'm not saying, don't mistake that for me saying he's the best tight end of the group. Okay? Yeah. But I think he's by far the most athletic. Like, he's the guy that, if he, God forbid, if he ever caught the ball in a regular setting, could make a move. Okay? Like, there is athleticism to him. I just wonder, what is it about him that he just can't figure it out?
Yeah.
And so, again, it was just he made a play in that last game where he caught the ball one-handed, did a little shimmy. He had that game against the Commanders last year where he had probably the game of his life from Cooper Rush. And those 2 highlights are about all you've got out of Luke Schoonmaker.
I'll tell you what, quid pro quo. I'm not calling you crazy for that. Don't call me crazy for this.
Okay.
I want to see more of Dante Fowler because slowly but surely I have understood some more of his impact, and I was worried about that pushback. I want to see what's there in terms of next season.
Who would you rather have next year, Fowler or Clowney?
Probably Clowney. Yeah, probably Clowney.
Fowler.
But I think Fowler has made some plays that don't always show up nice and pretty in the stat sheet, but if in the game, like you said, I think I could see the impact there.
Look, I certainly appreciate you bringing that up. For one, he's a great locker room quote.
Okay. Yeah.
Great locker room quote. The one thing I love about Dante Fowler, he will talk to you after a game, win, lose, or draw. And we have had draws, he will talk to you, all right, which you can't say for everybody. And I'm talking about not just Cowboys, but I'm talking about all NFL teams. So, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'll start paying a little bit more attention to our boy Dante because I think we got caught up in the idea that, look, he's going to come in here, he's going to get us 8 to 10 sacks.
And I fell into that trap.
And rightfully so. And, oh, by the way, especially after Micah left, all right, you thought, all right, well, this is prime Dante Fowler season. I mean, this is what this guy does. And so, you saw it after in the the opening game of the year where he just kind of looked like he didn't have his footing. And this is a guy that's been in the league 9-10 years,
right?
All right, or as Dante told me, I'm in this bleep, so he knows all too well. I don't hate that take. I guess I'll tell you what. I'm glad you mentioned it. It'll give me something to look for over the next 3 weeks. Again, because you got to think about it, like what are you going to do at the end?
Well, and that's the way I think about it.
Would you bring back Sam Williams?
Not necessarily. And I love talking to Sam Williams. But the way I've been thinking about when you just mentioned the defensive end, or just honestly the defense in general, I've been thinking about it in terms of the Rangers bullpen. Is people got irritated or thought we couldn't afford so many people, and I'm like, well, at some point you have to reconstruct the bullpen. And so for me, whether it's Clowney, Fowler, Williams, at some point you can't just say, well, I guess you could, but it feels problematic just to say, no, we're not bringing anybody back and we're just going to rebuild it. I'm like, okay, great.
Is Dante Fowler the Robert Garcia of the...
Ooh, Okay.
Cowboys DNs.
All right. See, and
Shown flashes.
Exactly.
But left you scratching your head more than once.
And then I will go along with that and say sometimes I believe unfairly criticized too much.
Ooh, you know what? Look, I'm a Rubber Garcia guy. And is Clowney Chris Martin?
Oh, yeah. Older fella.
Okay. Know what you're going to get with him?
Yeah.
All right.
Prefer not to be in training camp. Although I don't think Chris Martin fits that bill necessarily. 2 more questions for you.
2 more answers.
Kalen Carson and Javonte Williams. I know Javonte Williams is a lot different than some of these other players, but I wanted to see how he would finish the season because he's 25. It feels like he's like 31.
He feels like he's been in the NFL for a long time.
But he's going to be 26, and I know the Cowboys are not about to get in like a running back bidding war, but I would really like to see how he finishes out the season to be like, oh, yeah, okay. Come on back. Because I think he's been tremendous this year.
I think he's been great. I think the problem with Javonte Williams, though, and I said this at the very beginning of the year, and people laughed at me. First of all, I thought he was going to be I thought he was going to be okay. He had 2 years to come back from that knee injury.
I thought he was going to be worse than okay.
So he came back. He showed us, all right, our boy got us 1,000 yards. I think what's killed, or not killed, but what's hurt Javonte is the fact that you had nobody to help him, to spell him, all right? I thought, I said going into the season, I got laughed off the airwaves, was you could have a poor man's David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs with Javonte and Jaden Blue.
Right.
That was my hope, that was my goal, that was my aspiration going into this 2025 Cowboys season. Javonte upheld his end of the bargain. Unfortunately, we didn't have anybody to play poor man's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Miles Sanders got hurt. Jaden Blue wasn't ready professionally. Phil Maffa got hurt. It was just
Malik Davis is just Malik Davis.
Yeah.
Great last name.
Yeah, and Malik and Fred Davis. I would listen to that show. And I do think Malik Davis has been really good.
He's been everything you could ask for a guy that's been on the practice squad for a decade.
Exactly. And then Tyler Guyton. Now, I know part of that is return from injury, but I do still feel like there's a lot of potential and a lot of questions.
I'm right there with you. I mean, look, I think he's been pretty solid at left tackle. Do we think Terrence Steele's going to be here next year?
Nope. In fact, yesterday I went ahead and cut him from the team.
Okay.
I'm sure the Cowboys are super pumped about that.
I mean, I think with Tyler Guyton, and I can't remember, I think it was Broadus who was telling me this, or maybe it was CA. You know, we thought that, okay, he was a big right tackle coming out of college and what have you. He only played that one season at right tackle. Right. So he doesn't have, it's not like he had this extensive 3-year history at right tackle at Oklahoma, and then boom, you moved him over to left tackle. So I don't know that it makes as much sense. I was always of the belief, if you had a left tackle fall in your lap, like a la Josh Simmons or something like that,
right?
Okay, you'd move Tyler over to right tackle.
I could see
Which
that.
I think you could still do.
Yeah. And I was kind of hoping they would have tried it out. Like, I was hoping you'd see more of a mixed match, and I know why they didn't do it, because you were, like, still trying to win games and make the playoffs and stuff. I wanted to see Nate Thomas there. I wanted to see Tyler Guyton there. Like, I wanted to see sort of an in-game tryout. I understand why that didn't happen.
All right, here's my question for you then. Are we less concerned now about Tyler Guyton, or let's put it this way, not less concerned. What's our bigger concern with Tyler Guyton moving forward? Is it A, his ability to play tackle?
It's B then.
Get healthy, health-wise.
I think it's health-wise, because I think you have seen some strides, although obviously some valleys too, but I think you've seen some strides.
He did try to kick a guy once, so there was that.
You need a couple players like that on your team.
Mad at that.
I think you've seen some strides in terms of his play, but it's been derailed by the injuries now.
He can't stay healthy.
Yeah, so if I have to go A or B, I'm definitely going B.
I like Nate. Look, I like Nate Thomas. Good dude, good kid. Works his tail off. I think he's going to be he's going to be your Brock Hoffman at the tackle position.
Okay, I like that.
Okay,
I like that.